Sorry about that. Hello friends, Millie here, and we are parked up. That makes a change from driving. Yes, I have headed out on a gloomy February morning for a walk. I think it's time for a mental tidy. And just before I head out to blow some cobwebs away, I just wanted to touch base and tell you what it's like being female and saving the planet. That's really cheesy because it's been perhaps over a month since I've been up to this location, and I do want to get out there and try and clear my mind. But I just wanted to touch base because I haven't had a sit-down chat for a while, and it is February now. I do look like I'm bringing my own sunshine everywhere with me today. I'm very large and yellow, but I thought it was important to wear this particular top as it says, make sure your friends are okay, because right now I'm not sure if I am okay. Like, I am okay, but I'm having a few of my own personal demons that I am dealing with, and I'm very grateful that people around me are letting me just deal with those. But when it comes to adulting and having bills to pay and things you need to be doing, you find yourself in that place where you can't take time off work because you have no money, and you don't want to go into work because you know it's detrimental to your mental health. So I'm giving myself a few days of respite. I'm trying to fluff off the January blues that seem to have followed me into February. So I thought I'd just sit down and have a chat just before I head off into my walking head zone, and let you know the little steps that I'm trying to make in saving the planet. So I have not saved the planet with my piece of paper, save a tree, but I don't use paper very often. But I wanted to write down some notes because I'm using my phone as I'm out and about as my camera. I didn't bring my camera with me. I'm a bit nervous about leaving things in my car. So yeah, I'm filming on my phone and I have a piece of paper, old school. So yes, just so as I don't forget what I want to say, here goes. So first of all, I've mentioned a lot of these things before, and I'm not saying that you have to go out and make these changes, but they are little changes that not everybody knows about or has in the forefront of their busy minds to actually make those small changes. So here goes. So first of all, my straw situation. I've been laughed at for quite a few years for carrying around my own straws. Yes, I went through the plastic straw phase years ago, then the paper straw phase, and now we're on metal and glass. So I've kept it green to stick with my Starbucks addiction. So when I have my cold drinks, I've got a nice straw, and hot drinks when I'm driving, and to save my teeth a lot of the time, I also use a straw. So very cheap, Amazon or eBay, anywhere. I mean, you can get expensive ones, but you don't have to pay dear to be part of the eco nation. So yeah, glass and metal straws are the first thing that I do want to mention that I always have in my bag. I have spares in the car as well, and I've kind of convinced a few people around me as well to carry them with them. So it's nice that that is one step closer to saving the planet. Next up then, reusable cups. Now, you've seen probably in many a vlog, I have lots of Starbucks cups. Of course, I'm a Starbucks fan. Over the years, I've collected them. I do have plastic ones, metal ones, I have hot ones and cold ones. I've also got the ones like, if I don't want to spill my actual coffee, like I'm resorted to the Christmas one right now with my coffee in it because I keep this in the my car door. Oh, somebody behind me. Let's just move them out of shot. So yeah, I keep these ones are like £1 or £1.50, so they're very handy to keep in the car. So I use them quite often, so having a few different kinds in the car is always a good idea, so you don't have to think, oh, have I washed it, have I got one with me, have I left it in the house? I've always got a few around. Now, in the cup situation, I also do carry water with me. Now, I have mentioned this before as well, but it's always worth a mention. Glass bottles. Glass bottles are key when you want to stay hydrated and save the planet. So I have probably about 5 of these, which you think perhaps is excessive, but if you have a couple in the car, a couple in the house, you put one in your bag if you're going not in your own car or something like that, it's always worth just keeping your water handy. So glass bottles would be next on my list. One thing that I don't have as a visual aid right here with me as I'm in the car, which is funny because Mary Poppins bag that I have normally does have everything in it. But one thing I wanted to mention is cotton buds. Now, a lot of people perhaps use them to clean out their ears, or with children as well, and also for correcting makeup and things like if you wanted to. I used to use them when I was doing nail varnish, but to tidy off the skin. But obviously, I get my nails done now, so I don't use nail varnish. But they come in handy for lots of different things, and they've got the little plastic bit in the middle. I'll insert a picture if you're not quite sure what I mean by cotton buds. But yeah, the little plastic bit in the middle has now been replaced by a lot of companies by paper or bamboo. So I have moved on to paper ones, so I can still get to use them, but I feel like I'm being a little greener at the same time. Okay, the next thing on my list is, I don't know if it saves the planet, but it certainly hasn't saved my bank balance over the years, this last few years since I've been doing this, but it has saved me a lot of time, and time is money, so swings and roundabouts. But laser hair removal, I have touched on this a few times, but I do swear by it. It's been amazing. I'm not 100% there, but I definitely don't need to shave on even a monthly basis. It's a lot longer than that. So yeah, I definitely make that switch. Over the years, I've used epilators and razors. I've waxed, gosh, since I was probably about 15. So I'm just thinking of all the wax itself, the paper strips, the cotton strips, the razors, the plastic handles on razors, all the things over the years that are going to go towards affecting the planet. And laser hair removal has kind of abolished that. So in my mind, please correct me if I'm wrong, actually no, don't. In my mind, I feel like that's a little step towards saving the planet, because I'm not buying all that disposable equipment. And yes, it is expensive when you first obviously invest in it, but then, like I say, the time and effort over the years that you're saving, plus the planet, and eventually you would spend a lot of money on all those disposable products, or going to a salon for waxing and things. So I think definitely I'm putting that on the saving the planet list. Okay, viewer discretion now is advised. I'm not going to show anything graphic, don't worry, but I am going to talk about something I posted on Instagram, and a few people have said please mention it, and it is inside this little pouch. I won't get it out, don't worry, but I'm sure you know what these are when I tell you the title of what they are. It is an organic menstrual cup. So this is going to save, gosh, time, money, frustration, so much, because yes, it's amazing. I've wanted to do it now for, gosh, a couple of years at least, since I started seeing other people on YouTube using it. I always used to check them out on Amazon to keep abreast of what the prices were, and I'm thinking, do I want to invest in something that I might not enjoy or might be uncomfortable? But you have to try these things. It might not be for everybody, but for me, personally, it's a win, most definitely. I get frustrated with many different brands. Like every month, I get my beautiful gift from Mother Nature, and I try different products because I think maybe this month this one's going to be a bit more sticky, this one's going to stay in place, these wings are going to work. I think you know where I'm going with this, but they never do. They never live up to expectations. The adverts say that you can go out and, I don't know what I want to say, do cartwheels and not just ride a bike or go swimming. It's like literally you can move and be active. I can't even walk down the street without thinking the stickies come off, or it's just not in place. And I don't want to feel uncomfortable, feel like I've wasted money and wasted time and effort, where this product now, pop it in and away you go. You're done for the day. You literally don't even have to think about it. It's not a worry about being in public areas. It's not uncomfortable. It's the right move. I feel like, yes, it is a step towards saving the planet. Once again, saves you time. It saves frustration of like standing in the store going, which product am I going to buy this month? Which product's going to let me down this month? This one will not let you down. I will insert a picture of the brand that I have, but I'm fairly sure from seeing the product and researching them over the years, the majority of them are going to be the same. They're all going to do the job in the same way. This particular one is a vegan product, so it's made out of all the materials that I'm happy with to be, inside my body for a long period of time. And please, if you are going to try it, give it a chance and just buy one that you are happy with. So a company that looks like it's doing what it says on the tin and is eco-friendly. Okay, moving swiftly on to my car. I live in my car a lot of the time. I'm always driving somewhere. I spend so much time talking to you guys in my car. I love my car. My car I've had now for nearly 3 years, and it is on the PCP plan, so it's kind of like a lease. So I will be handing it back kind of like March time, I think. So I've been looking around. You've seen probably, hopefully, if you've watched me for a while, you've seen previous vlogs where I've talked about going electric. I really wanted to go electric. I looked into it. I wanted to go electric actually 3 years ago when I got this one, but it was not in my budget. And also, I don't think I'd done enough research. I know it's been around for a lot longer than the past 3 years, and my dad is testimony to how long he's been looking into it. He does drive electric now. But I just wasn't quite there when I went for this vehicle. This Clio has done me proud. Of course, Renault, you always do this. There's things that break straight away. You're not happy with the service all the time. Customer service is a bugbear of mine, and the particular garage that I go to hasn't always had staff that offer customer service. That's probably about the politest way that I can say that. However, I did do a vlog about choosing a vehicle. It was between a Renault and an MG, and I chose MG and I put my deposit down, and we're months on now. It's getting close to not finalizing it. Obviously, I've still got a couple of months to go, but it's getting closer, and I've changed my mind. I'm so fickle, and I don't think that it's this whole January blues situation and what's going on in my head. I think there was always a few things that didn't sit well with me with the MG that the Renault Zoe had, and I've come to the point where they're both expensive vehicles. Of course, I'm paying out each month a lot of money. I want to make sure what I'm actually getting back in return is what I want for the next 3 years, and I think I am now leaning towards the Zoe again. I do have an appointment to go and see a guy at said garage. It's a different guy that I've dealt with before. I met him. He seems pleasant. Let's see if he's just all talk and salesman-y. But the thing is, for me, is I go in forearmed with the knowledge of the product that I want. So yes, they can use their spin and try and think that they can outtalk me, but research is key. I'm going prepared and I know what I want out of the situation. So really, all I need from him is, when can I have it and how much will it cost? So I will be doing a little video when I go back to the garage, just to show the inside of the car and the extra features and things. Just for my own purpose, I might not show it, but just as I've got that footage, I will be checking out in more detail the Renault Zoe, because I think I dismissed her a little too quickly. So that's just a little touch base of my larger efforts of going green and saving the planet. Of course, electric cars are the future. They've been coming up, slowly but surely, but now is the time. It is the revolution, and we are going that way. There are a lot of petrol heads out there, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that take a lot of convincing, but it's happening, so get with the program. Electric is here. That's all I'm going to say. No, honestly, it's your choice, but for me, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I want to go electric, and I am going electric. So there you go. What else do we have on the list? Okay, now this next product, disclaimer for me, I guess, it is February. I am vegetarian. I did not do veganuary. Sorry. I do love cheese. I like chocolate. I don't eat a lot of chocolate, but if I wanted to pick some chocolate up, I'd be thinking, oh gosh, it's got milk in it. So I'm not quite ready to be vegan. I've said that all the way along, not in a negative way, just for me personally, it's a step and I'm not there yet. But if ever there's a vegan option of food, I'm all for it. I'm definitely, try the vegan because it's amazing food when you're out and about. Vegan menus are really stepping up their game, and I found a product in a local supermarket a couple of weeks back that has been a game changer. They are on offer at the minute, so they're quite cheap. I imagine they're gonna double in price and then become very scarce on the shelves because that's what normally happens when I find something that I like. But it is a product called Naked Glory. Here's a heads up, don't Google that because I Googled it to find a picture of the box to insert in here, and not just the product came up, let me tell you. But the product is called Naked Glory. They are a vegan brand, and I've tried the sausages and the quarter pounder burgers, and they are amazing. Like, literally, I have family members who are not vegetarian and don't even consider going vegetarian, and they're like, they are amazing. You would not know the difference. I don't want to eat animals at all, but I don't want to not have a tasty food product, and a healthy one at that. So yes, Naked Glory. Don't Google it. But yeah, I shall insert the pictures that I found of the products. Oh, okay, and finally, a couple of things that I want to say thank you for. Um, it's quite easy to get bogged down in day-to-day real world issues like money and weight. You get wrapped up in other people's troubles. I try not to watch the news as much as I should because it's really depressing. There's quite a big political thing happening in the UK right now that I am not going to mention. There's lots of things that can send your head into a space where you think, what's the point? Like, why strive to be good if you just lose anyway? Yeah, they say the meek shall inherit, but then you start to live life and you realize that nice guys really do finish last, and you start to question things that you shouldn't be questioning. You should be being the best version of yourself all of the time because it's the right thing to do. Like, this top was a collaboration with Adeline Moran. I know I mention her all the time, but she's all about girls supporting girls, and I'm there for helping other people. And I would always be there to support somebody in need. But you kind of think sometimes, you're having a little tear to yourself, and you wonder if anybody's actually there for you. Well, this week, well, last week, because it's Monday now, but I have had a couple of amazing events. They're the tiniest things to somebody else, but for me, they were massive. First of all, if you've watched my last vlog, it was me clearing out my garage that I'd had as a monkey on my back for the best part of 12 years. It was getting to that point over those years, and it was a struggle that I thought that I couldn't get out of, because I didn't have the finances or the willpower to face my fears. And just through having somebody believe in me and gift me the skip, I was able to make massive strides in that area of my life. Now, I'm not saying that cleared out every mental cobweb that I have, and I'm now all of a sudden cured of everything, and I feel like I can go to work and earn money and be, the person I'm supposed to be. But it did do something for me. It restored faith in humanity. I always feel like I just said that I would do anything for anybody, but you often think like, would somebody be there for me? And they truly, truly were, and I can't thank them enough for that. I have lost faith in the nicest possible way in humanity. I will never give up on humanity, but it is easy to feel alone. Even I have friends, I have family, I have you guys, hopefully. But you can still feel very alone even when you're surrounded by people, and that is the place that I found myself in a lot recently. And that skip was the first step that the first thing that I've seen in a long time of somebody just opening their heart to somebody else because they needed it, not because I asked for it or I feel like I deserve it, just because they saw me struggle and wanted to help. And for that, I'm eternally grateful, because it did open my eyes and my heart and my mind to the fact that I'm not alone in this. And there are people out there like me who do just want to help selflessly for other people. And that was the first thing that happened last week. Now, without going too much into my family, my mum recently found herself through circumstance. I don't know how to say that, without a car, and she's feeling very trapped in her own mental state and her physical state, and just through people in her street knowing her struggles, she was gifted a car. I'm not saying it's a new car, I'm not saying it's a great car, but it's a car and it works. It's an older vehicle, it's not anything like she was used to, but that just stems from what I'm saying about this skip. It's just people are there, and you don't think that anybody will ever notice you or your struggles, even though I would spend my last penny, I would spend my credit card, I would go into my overdraft if it meant that I could help somebody else. If it was, dire straits or something they needed, I'd be there for them. And for myself with the skip and my mum with the car, we both saw these great acts of human decency. Like, yes, in the grand scheme of things, of what's happening in the world, these might be tiny little things, but for us, in our own small piece of this world, they were massive. So thank you to both parties involved there. That made a huge difference. And one step on from my mum's car plight, of course, it was quite an old vehicle, and it had a very old radio in it, and it's like, I don't know if it's the same in every country, probably it is. It's just an old vehicle that had, whenever the battery has been disconnected from the vehicle, the code for the radio had been lost, so you need the code. And of course, she was gifted this car with no manual or booklet, so there was definitely no radio code either. And my mum was like, what do I do now? So I tried to teach her how to use her phone to listen to music in the car, but obviously it's not connecting to the car. It was just like on a stand on its own. So I turned to the YouTube community, you guys, and was doing searches of how to get this radio code. There's lots of websites out there that charge £10, but then you also have to remove the radio itself, which needed special tools, and it was, £5 for this, £10 for that, £15 if you want the other. And I'm thinking, I don't have any money, but I really want to do this. So I'm thinking, what can I do before I spend the money? And doing all these searches, and I find on Amazon a tool that looks like it would be okay, for £1.25. I ordered it and it was here the next day. Thank you, Amazon Prime. Without the aid of a man or a mechanic, I took to the vehicle and managed to get the radio out, find the numbers on the side of the radio that were required to request the code to unlock the radio. So then I was all over the internet looking at these different sites, thinking, do I want to spend £10? What if it's not the real deal? It's scary when you just spend money on the internet when you don't know what these people are. But I didn't want to waste the money that we don't have just trying to get the right thing. So I turned to YouTube again and I commented on a gentleman's video to say, hey, I know this video is really old. If you are still active on YouTube, is there any chance, because he'd been offering codes to other people, would you be able to give us the code if we give you this number? He didn't reply, but somebody else randomly came across it and said, hey, this guy's not active on here. I'm here. Here's your code. Just free of charge. Doesn't have a channel himself, so he doesn't have any videos or anything that I can, go and comment and thank him in a different way. But my goodness, somebody just saw that we were in need, and this was like 9:30 at night as well, so he's been active on there, seen my comment, replied to me, helped me out, and it worked. It was the right code and for free. He was literally just like, hey, I'm just here to be nice. Here's your code. Hope everything works out for you. And it did. So yeah, thanks to him also. So what a week of actually seeing that nice people do exist. There was a little issue with the radio itself being quite old and the buttons not really working to be able to put the code in, but I got there in the end. It was something that would have been comedy value if I'd have vlogged that, but sat in the car in the dark in the street, I think probably people would have thought, I don't know what they would have thought. So yeah, I think I've waffled a lot longer than I was going to. This lighting isn't great. It was going to be just a little 2-minute intro with things that I'm doing at the minute, but yes, as I have my big yellow sunshine sweater on, let's take the sunshine outside and head for a walk. See you on the flip side. Bye bye. So turns out there is a bit of sun out here, so I've popped my cap on, but of course a big coat and gloves just because it is still a bit nippy. But in the interest of, if there is anybody out there that hasn't subscribed and would like to carry on these positive vibes, please do feel free to hit that subscribe button and try and tip me over the 200 subscribers for before my birthday in the middle of February. So out for a little walk now, and see you next time. Hopefully once you've subscribed. See you on the flip side.